What's up, everybody? Going to be doing a video today explaining how the graces work for the 4 Archangels, of which there are only really 3, which I'm not going to spoil anything because it's a pretty major plot point to the story, so we'll just have to accept that even though I'm saying 4 Archangels, there are only 3. So let's break these down real quick. We have Sariel, we have Ludociel, and we have Tarmiel. Now, I am lucky enough to have all 3, so let me break down how each and every single one of these works and some good techniques for using with them. So with Sariel of Tornado, you have the Grace of Tornado. If a critical strike occurs from the hero's skill use, ignores 50% of the enemy's critical defense. So the way, excuse me, I have the hiccups. The way that this is going to work is you want to attach it to somebody who already has a high crit chance, or if you watch my video with Gamer Shin, with a guaranteed crit chance when they have a debuff, you could build a team that way. And somebody who has extremely high crit damage, you're going to want to pair Sariel with, because that will result in a massive critical strike. Now, of course, this does work on Sariel himself, who has pretty solid crit damage here. He has 207.2. But if I were going to use him on somebody, I would be using him on my Meliodas, because my Meliodas has 210.7. So it's a little bit higher crit damage. But what I mean by using him on someone is if we set the team and we have here, I have the Grace of Tornado on my Lostvayne Meliodas. Now, it's not his most powerful association because there are better associations, but what you lose in your combat class you make up for with that Grace adding that extra 50% damage, because they don't the 50% reduction of crit defense, which, I mean, you could look at it, if you're scoring the crit, as an extra 50% damage on top of everything. I use this on my on my Lostvayne because chances are, what's his crit percentage? Let's double check here. I hate looking at it that way. I don't like pressing and holding for that long. It seems like work. So right now his crit chance is 83%. So, I mean, chances are I'm scoring that crit. I'm probably going to change up some of his substats so that I guarantee the 100% crit. Or, of course, I can run the team that with Demon Hendrickson and Gamer Shin to guarantee the 100% crit and then the reduced crit defense on the enemy, doing massive single target damage. You can also pair him with, you can pair Sariel with anyone, really. Another option, of course, would be on the 1. If you do a full attack and crit build with gear, his crit damage is almost at 200% here. We're slowly working towards him. I don't have any cosmetics or anything like that because I am not a whale. Yes, I do have him at 6 out of 6, but that was on 900 gems, so I didn't spend extravagantly. And so that was more luck than anything. He will be the strongest unit once I'm able to spend gems on his equipment and his closet, and add those extra stats there. And then I'm building gear that's going to be crit damage percent as well, so he's gonna be absolutely monstrous. Then I'm going to attach Sariel, and I'm going to be making a video called The World's Biggest Bonk, and it'll be a challenge to see who can get the most damage using the ultimate with a guaranteed critical, and then seeing how much double death damage I can do, because I've got him at the 6 of 6, of course. So that should be a whole lot of fun, so look forward to that video. I will be posting that hopefully within the next week or so. Unfortunately, my equipment isn't built up, so I'm going to have to take some time to do that and gather all the resources. I don't know if I'll be able to ultra rare it, but either way, it'll still be a whole lot of fun, still be a big old bonk, and we will see what we can do. Obviously, the whales can probably get bigger bonks than me, but hey, that doesn't mean we don't try. Alright, and so that is Sariel's Grace explained. Next, you may have seen that on my team, I've got Tarmiel set as the Grace on the 1, and that is the Grace of Ocean. So the way that the Grace of Ocean works is that after taking damage from the enemy, each start of the turn, you gain back, hold on, where's Tarmiel? There he is. You gain back 150% of your defense as healing. So what this allows you to do, especially with the one of the key elements is having his health high, right? Because the more health he has, the bigger the bonk. So if you pair him with the Grace of Ocean, even if they target him, he still gains 150% of his defense back at the start of the next turn, giving him a larger percentage of his health. So with that, you can obviously do that on Tarmiel. The way that Tarmiel as a unit works is he mitigates damage, dealing it to himself, so damage is mitigated towards others. One of the most common comps that I'm seeing right now is running as a counter to the one is Goddess Elizabeth, Esterosa, the green one with a taunt, and then Tarmiel, because the reason behind that is that Tarmiel and Elizabeth allow for huge stalling, buffing up the Esterosa to the point where he's almost impossible to kill by using the one. You could use your ult, but because Tarmiel's single, even at level 1, he's able to remove one orb from the ultimate move gauge, which prevents you from actually ulting. The only way that I've been able to defeat this team is using hard CC on Tarmiel, but when he's in his stance, it's obnoxious because he is not able to... That was weird. He had debuff immunity for some reason. I'm trying to figure out why. I'll have to check that again, but for some reason in the match he had debuff immunity, which was absolutely ridiculous because I stunned him, or I tried to stun him and win that way. I don't see anything in his kit that would give him debuff immunity, so maybe I'm just dumb. That's always a possibility. We can't rule that out, guys. Maybe the YouTuber is an idiot. Very possible. Regardless, he becomes a part of a very tanky composition, but if you add him to a unit, it gives them that self-heal built in. Obviously, that's having high health percentage is a massive part of the one's kit, so you're going to want that self-heal built in. Another hero that it works really well on is obviously you can partner him with Green Esterosa as a team, and instead of using him as the associated unit, I think that's the better look. But on Green Deanne, you can add as the association, and that's going to add additional healing to make her even more obnoxious to deal with and create more of a wall, because Deanne comes in with a self taunt and a huge shield to start, and then if she comes in with the taunt and the shield, and then if she's able to add healing on top of it without you actually requiring a healer in the front, that's going to allow you to stall out the game and basically put an end to ulti rush. So those are a couple of uses for him. I like him as a unit more than I like his association, but his association does also have its use. So last, we are going to be talking about Ludociel and his grace, the Grace of Flash. The way that the Grace of Flash works is that you evade any skill with Petrify, Freeze, or Stun effect for 2 turns at the start of battle. So now that does include uniques and commandment effects, but it excludes ultis and doesn't apply in deathmatch. So where you really see this is going to be in PvP, right? Because in PvE content, you're not necessarily running into a ton of units that are going to be using that. You occasionally run into stuff maybe in the tower where that's the case, but there's really not a lot of stun effects that are non-ultimate based in the PvE content. So this really comes into play with PvP, and one thing I have seen it used as is instead of using Sariel on Lost Vein, if you're doing an ultimate rush team, you can stick Ludociel on as the associated character with whoever your ulti rush is. So what I was using him as was on my Lost Vein so that he couldn't be stunned, petrified, or frozen. I was running into a lot of Blue King, which was obnoxious because it was Blue King, Gother, and Blue Elizabeth, and then Gother would just buff up the CC cards and then just basically try and CC lock your Meliodas. So there's no ulti removal there, but obviously if I'm stunned and in hard CC, I can't use my ulti. So this works as a way to counter that hard CC, at least at the beginning, so that you can get that 2-turn rush, get off a ton of damage at the beginning, and go from there. Now, of course, the biggest counter to that is running the ultimate gauge removal, which I feel like is much more popular and prevalent in the game now. So the Grace Flash is, in my opinion, the least effective, but it does still have a place and a purpose and a use. Alright, so comment below, let me know what you thought about this video, if you understood how the Graces work, or if you didn't. If I taught you something new, that's awesome, or if you want to teach me something new, comment below what your favorite combos are. Don't forget to join the new Discord server. I will link that in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.